Hey guys, what's up? Here is another bonus edition episode. So, if you're interested only in unbiased news, do not watch this portion because this is totally me being biased. But I need to rant. I do not do well with critique. It's not one of my fortes. It's not a gift of mine. It's not something I look forward to when I receive it. It's not something I look forward to when I know it's coming. It's something I've struggled with for a long time. I think in some cases it has a lot to do with the culture we live in, where we just need to accept and love and meet people wherever they are, no matter what, even if they're doing damage to themselves and to others around them. It could also be a factor of that I'm from a divorced family, and I think that could also be more true to where culture is today and not having stability in the home. I'm not sure. But we have gotten to the point where science can no longer take criticism. And instead of just criticizing it, we just shut it down. Is science dead? Are we allowed to question? Are we allowed to criticize? Are we allowed to critique it? Or is there just right and wrong? There was a video that was put online of these doctors, real doctors. And they said some things about COVID and that there's a cure and all this other stuff. And people immediately dismiss it. Now, I'm not saying they were right. I'm not saying they were wrong. I am not focused on their message as much as I'm focused on the reaction of the public, some people I know, some friends, media, of how they're quick to discredit people, shoot them down on their character, etc., instead of arguing over the science aspect of it. Science should be something that we are constantly discovering and something that we are constantly wanting to grow in our understanding of. We're at a point right now where people are afraid to question science, are afraid to go against the grain in science, and only for certain issues, which is so weird to me. And that's why I feel like it's more political than it is actually science. Here's what I mean by that. There is doctors everywhere that tell you to be vegetarian. They say this is the way to be. I've heard stuff like it to be cancer-free, just be a vegan, just be a vegetarian. No one loses their mind over that. I've heard of the opposite. Just be completely keto, only eat meat. If you do that, then you won't have any cancer and you'll be healthier than you have ever been. You'll definitely be as cut as you'll ever be because there's no carbs. But no one's losing their mind over that. No videos are getting taken down. And, vegetarians are espousing, and it's all over Netflix. These are good things to have. I agree with that. I agree with having as much science and as much diverse opinion as possible. Therefore, the ones with weaker arguments or weaker evidence, they go away. Or they're just debunked because it's easy. And that's what science should be. You should be able to question, even if your question is, quote unquote, stupid or wrong or out of the box or just too crazy. That's what science should be. That's the whole point. That's why discovery is so amazing. What is this one quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson? Men who love to wonder, and that is the seed of science. So the entire point of science is to wonder. We understand that we don't know everything. Therefore, we could be wrong. Therefore, when Dr. Fauci speaks, he could also be wrong. But this is a crazy idea to even assume. The more you learn about scientists and researchers and in education, the more you realize that we're all just trying to figure this out. And there's people that are actually experts, but even the experts can be wrong. Because why? Because we have biases that come into studies. When we want to study something, we have a bias. Like when I read the news, I already have a bias that I apply to the news. I see the news through my lens, and that's something completely unavoidable. And same with scientists. They have a bias when they look at research materials that they cannot fight, and it's just a part of it, and it's something you have to constantly try to, rein back and understand why you got it wrong or something based on bias. Sometimes we can interpret the materials wrong. Sometimes the data we collect isn't broad enough or isn't specific enough. There are so many different factors to science. So I will fight to the death to keep science going, to keep questioning. I do not like seeing scientists being just shut down, doctors who are experts in their field being shut down just because maybe at one point in their life they said something crazy or they even think something different than you. I've dealt with that my whole life. There's some bits and, there's some truth to everything people say, so you have to kind of pick and choose. Science cannot be like me and not be able to take critique. That is the whole point of science, right? We're constantly discovering, we constantly question, we constantly ask why. Will you fight for that with me? Will you fight for those to have a free voice, for scientists to question why? Could you imagine if we still thought the world was flat or thought that we were the only thing in the world and there wasn't space out there? I mean, think of all the incredible modern things we have. We have a telephone that has the internet on it. We need to continue to progress as a society, and the only way we will do that is not to shut up voices, but to encourage all voices to speak. And when they are wrong, they will be proven wrong because they are allowed to speak. And they will be shown wrong in science, in philosophy, in history, in all sides of education. But if we have a standard that says that this is science, this is truth, and you can never question it, we will fail as a society. We will stop growing, we will stop progressing, and we will stop learning. And we will just get dumber and dumber. I hope this video maybe goes viral because I don't understand why people I know who are even atheists, I always think of Nacho Libre. Why you always make fun of me? Because I believe in science. Like your whole view on life of how the life got started was through science, and yet you're just throwing these doctors under the rug because of something crazy they said or something that they have different. When you're not even a doctor, these people are. Yes, it's okay to question doctors. Of course it is. They're humans. And that includes Dr. Fauci. It's okay to question. It's okay to question science. It's the whole point of research. So stop shutting science down and encourage it. And encourage the out-of-the-box thinkers. Encourage the people who might have a different philosophy or way of life than you do. Don't compartmentalize and put people in a box. George C. Lynchburg said, "It is strange that only extraordinary men make discoveries, which later appear so easy and simple." And that is the truth about scientific discoveries. All these questions seem so crazy, but later on we go, you know what? It was in front of our face the whole time. And we will never have those moments if we shut down freedom of speech, we shut down freedom to question. We shut down other scientists from being able to publicly speak about issues that maybe they're actually an expert in or know something about. I don't know. I don't understand the society that is so scared of different opinions. We're so scared of being critiqued. We're all about the collectivism. Let's all think the same. Let's all do the same. If you look at history and societies that do that, how progressive are they? How much do they grow? They don't. Because all the great ideas are told to shut up. So fight. Fight for science to be able to talk, to be able to speak, to be able to have ideas that are different, that are out of the box. Fight for these doctors that are standing up saying, this is what I believe. This, even if it's wrong, it's okay. Through research and other doctors and other scientists, they can show how they're wrong. But it's okay. But it takes sometimes people to actually question the narrative, question the science, in order for that science to even grow stronger, for us to even learn even more, because maybe we didn't have it right the whole time. Don't be afraid of criticism. Don't be afraid of critique. Stand up for science, man. Stand up for true facts. And if they're wrong, let them be wrong. Let's continue to learn. We don't know everything. You don't know everything. I know nothing. That's all I had to say today. I saw that video getting posted around, and I had to say something. It's driving me insane. Why are these people being attacked? And always remember, folks, people, the minute an idea is thrown out there and their character is attacked rather than the idea, you should question those people's motives. Thank you.